Hello everyone, I'm Brock Pickin and this is my wife,
Martha Pickin.
and we have put together for you a series of 7 different workouts that you can do at home. They are designed for individuals who work from home, and the only equipment you would want to get would be a pair of running shoes and either a yoga mat or exercise mat. Each workout has something a little bit different. One focuses lower, another focuses upper body. There's a little bit of cardiovascular work at some point, core, balance, a whole variety of things for overall health and fitness. Each exercise that we do is going to involve doing a circuit. If you feel as though you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can go through the circuit a second or even a third time. Okay, so today your Monday workout is a leg blast. This workout should take you between 5 and 7 minutes to do, and it's going to work all the major muscle groups in your legs. Let's go. Okay, so before we get started with the leg exercises, we're going to do just a really quick warm-up to get your heart rate up and loosen up all of the muscles and joints in your legs. So with your arms out and elbows out, we're just going to start off doing 30 seconds, the knees nice and high. You don't necessarily need to touch your elbows to your knees. You just want to bring everything up nice and straight. Keep on going. You should feel your heart rate start to increase a little bit. Might even start sweating. That's the whole point of the warm-up, is just to get the blood flowing and it's to prevent injuries. We're almost there. Go just a little bit longer. And we're going to move right into 30 seconds, bringing the knee across the opposite elbow. Once again, the knees don't have to touch. The whole point is just to get that heart rate up, get that blood flow. Keep going just a little bit longer. We've got about 10 more seconds. And that's 30 seconds right there. Okay, now the legs should be nice and loosened up and ready to start our workout. Okay, so our first exercise in this workout are going to be squats. We're going to do squats for 1 minute, and before we get started, I just want to show you what your squat should look like. So, we're working those large muscle groups, your quads, a little bit of your hamstrings, and your glutes. So, think about sitting right back into a chair. Your weight should be in your heels. So you're going to sit right back, arms out in front for balance, and then breathing out as you come back up. You want to try and get as low as about a 90-degree angle in your knees. You don't need to go any lower than that. And if you can't go that low, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. Focus on balance, focus on using those large muscle groups, and you want to be nice and controlled both down and up. So we're going to do this for a minute. Go at your own pace, and if you can, keep track of how many you do in a minute, then maybe you can do more the next time. You ready? Here we go. So you really want to focus, having nice controlled breathing, oxygen to those muscles, nice controlled, both down and up. That way you make sure all those large muscle groups are working. We're about 40 seconds in, 20 more to go. Almost there. And time that's your minute right there. Your legs are feeling good. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do, Marta's going to demonstrate some stationary lunges. So, lunge position, she's got her front foot forward, back foot back. Both toes are pointing forward in the same direction. Hips are nice and straight up and down. And a stationary lunge, Marta's going to demonstrate right now. So we're going to go right down, back up. You don't necessarily need to touch that knee to the ground. Once again, you want to achieve about a 90-degree angle in that front knee, and that's low enough. So we're going to do 15 repetitions on one leg and then switch to the other side. Are we ready to start?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's 1, 2, 3, good. 5, 6, 7, 8, and again with the breathing out, coming up. Staying balanced, good job. You use those core muscles. Stay nice and balanced. Go for about 3 more of these. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to switch and get 15 on the other side. Here we go. 1, 2, good stuff. You can see Martha go straight down, straight back up. You're almost there. Good, go 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and that's your 15 right there. Nice lunges, well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so the third exercise we're going to do are called stiff leg deadlifts. This is an exercise that's really effective for hitting your hamstrings, your butt, your glutes, and your lower back. So it's really important on this one to make sure that you focus on your lower back, and you want to keep an arch in your back as you bend forward. I like to keep my hands right on my thighs. I'm going to slide my hands down my thighs, and you can see that I've got that arch in my lower back. Always want to avoid being hunched over. You want to keep that back nice and safe. You can keep your abs tight during this exercise, and that will help. So we're going to hit all of these muscles in through the back of the legs, and we're going to do about 15 repetitions of this. Nice. Ready? Here we go. Way down, breathing out, straight back up. When you come to the top, you can even think about squeezing your glutes together, and that activates them a little bit more. You can see that my knees are just slightly bent. So you don't want to lock them out completely. We got 5 more to go. Last 2. 1 more of those. 15. Good job. Okay, for your last exercise for today, we're going to focus on doing some hip lifts. So this is, again, is going to work your glutes, your hamstrings, all of those leg muscles in the back. And what we're going to do, laying down on the yoga mat, you're going to have your feet flat on the floor, close to your hips, and Marta's going to demonstrate one of these hip raises, or hip lifts, pardon me. And it's as simple as that, just lifting the hips off the ground until your legs and back are nice and straight, and then slowly lowering back down. We're going to do about 15 repetitions of this. When you lower your hips back down, try not to let them touch the ground. So they're going to stop just before they touch. That way we keep all of those muscles activated into the back of the legs as well as your abs. So let's do 15 repetitions. We ready?
Ready.
Here we go. Good. Down. 3. Good. 4. Just as with the last exercise. 5. We're going to focus on squeezing those glutes together at the top. 6. 7. Good job. 8. And you can hear Marta breathing out, up, which is great. That one's 10. You've got 5 more. 5. 4. Push. That's 3. 2 more of those. Good. And the last one. Nicely done. The end of your leg workout for day 1. We've got 6 more days to go in our 7-day series, so we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hello everyone, and welcome to day 2. Day 2 is going to focus on some strength training for your upper body. Again, it's a quick workout. We'll have it done in about 5 minutes, and you can do it anywhere at home. let's get started. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick warm-up for your upper body, for your shoulders and your core. So we're going to start off with some arm circles. We're just going to do about 15 of these. Start off with the arms straight out, and we're just going to do some medium-sized circles. Going to go forward, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. The circles can get a little bit bigger, and then we're going to start big, going reverse. 5, 6, 7, get it smaller, 10, 12, 14, there's 15. We've got the shoulders nice and loosened up, and we're just going to do a little bit of warm up for the core, so legs a little bit wider, arms straight out again, and we're just going to do a twist. So you're twisting right to the side and back. Focusing on keeping your stomach nice and tight the whole time, but this is going to help with a nice warm up all through the core. Really want to feel those muscles stretch. It doesn't need to be really fast. You don't want to pull anything, just a nice slow twist back and forth. And we're going to do one more, and from here your hands are on your hips, and you're just going to very gently do a circle and lean forward. And so these can be called hip circles, and we're going to do about 5 of those going one direction. That's 3. There's 4, that was 5, your warm-up's almost done. We're going back in the other direction, that's 5, 4, 3, 2, and we should be all loosened up, started. Okay, so the first exercise in this workout today is going to be called a straight arm plank. So this is a great one for your chest and your shoulders and your triceps, and especially your core. So Marcia's going to start off with her hands right underneath her shoulders, and we're going to get those hips up, feet right back so she's on her toes, almost like you're in the starting position for a push-up. And I'm going to start timing right now so you can get started as well. And we're going to hold this position for 1 minute. This position here, some of the key things that you want to think about are keeping just a slight bend in the elbow. So you can see that Marcia's arms are just slightly bent. And what this does is it makes her use her triceps instead of having the joints locked out, which puts pressure on those elbow joints. Back is nice and straight, and Marcia is also keeping her abs flexed. So what that does is it takes a little bit of pressure off of your back, makes your stomach muscles work, and this is really a full body workout in addition to really nailing that upper body. Looks really simple, but it's really quite challenging. If you're still holding like Marcia is, you've got about 15 seconds left, and you can hear that Marcia has got nice controlled slow breathing. That helps as well. Good posture, nice straight back, hands under those shoulders, and that's 1 minute right there. Well done. Okay, so the second exercise we're going to do focuses a lot more specifically on your shoulders, and as well it's going to work a little bit of your upper back and your rotator cuff, which is a group of 4 muscles that holds your shoulder socket in joint. So we're going to start off, and we did this for the warm-up, but this one we're going to do smaller, quicker controlled circles, and we're going to do 30 seconds in one direction, and then we're going to go 30 seconds in the other direction. So think about straight out level with the shoulders, and we're going to start 30 seconds right now. So we're going to do those nice, tiny little circles going forward. As with any exercise, you want to make controlled, slow breathing. So with this one, the smaller the circles in your shoulders, the better, because that's really going to work all that rotator cuff. And you want to think about keeping your neck relaxed. So you don't want everything all tight. You want the shoulders down and those nice circles. Marcia's going to let me know in about 30 seconds.
That's 30 seconds.
Perfect. So we're going to go reverse now. Same thing, 30 seconds. Everything's nice, quick, but always controlled. Should start to get a really nice little burn in those shoulders now. Feel that upper back working also. Nice and quick. Probably almost done.
That's 30 seconds.
And that's 30 seconds right there. And that should give you a nice little burn all through those shoulders. Okay, so this third exercise is a rather challenging one, and it's going to work a lot of your chest and shoulders, and especially triceps, but we're also going to get a lot of core on this one as well. So this exercise is a bent arm to straight arm plank. Martha demonstrated the straight arm plank before. I'm going to show you what a bent arm plank looks like right now. So my elbows are going to go under my shoulders, my forearms are flat, I'm on my toes, and my back is nice and straight. So this is the starting position. From here, we're going to push up one arm straight, and then we're going to push the other arm up straight. So now we're in that straight arm plank. And then we're going to go back down. Now here's the key. You want to go up with the other arm each time, because each time you tricep is really working, and then you're going to go back down. So you're pushing up the left, the straight arm, and then the right, the straight arm. So we're going to get started now, and we're going to do 10 repetitions on each side. In addition to working your rotator cuff and your upper back, we're also going to work a really important muscle called your serratus anterior. That muscle sits on your rib cage, and it connects your back to your chest. It's also a really important muscle in keeping your shoulder nice and stable. So we're going to get down to that bent arm plank. Elbows underneath the shoulders, up on the feet. You can have your arms slightly wider than shoulders, and from here, nice and slow down. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together and then breathing out as I separate. We're going to do 15 of these, and we're going to start now. Got 5 more. Nicely done. So you should feel that real good burn through the shoulders and upper back, and you may not necessarily feel that muscle working during the activity, but you probably feel it tomorrow. Okay, so that's the end of day 2. So we've done some nice strength training over the last couple days for both your upper and lower body. Get ready tomorrow for day 3, where we're going to do a mini cardio blast. Okay everyone, day 3. Day 3 is a cardio blast. It's going to consist of 5 different exercises, each lasting a minute, and we encourage you to go through this 2 or 3 times to make this a 10 to 15 minute workout. Here we go. Okay, so as with every workout that we do a quick warm-up first. So same thing that you've done before when we warmed up our legs. We're just going to get the knees up nice and high, and we'll do this for about 30 seconds. Once again, increasing your blood flow, getting your heart rate up a little bit, making sure the joints are all warmed up, and this decreases our chance of getting injured, which is always a good thing. And we're just at about 30 seconds there. And what we're going to do now is bring the knee across towards that opposite elbow. And so this just involves a little bit more of your core, those abs, lower back muscles all warmed up, hip muscles, a little bit more of the inner thigh as well. Focus on the breathing also. Take big breaths in, roll out. That's about 30 seconds right there. So that should be pretty good just to warm everything up there. And we're just going to do a few twists back and forth just to get the core, lower back, all that sort of stuff warmed up, loosened up, and ready for our cardio blast. So the first exercise we're going to do, really simple, jogging on the spot. So this one, it's up to you how fast you go. We're going to do this for a minute, and we're going to get started right now. Here we go. So with this, you really just want to focus on being light on your feet. So you don't want to hit the floor really hard, jarring your joints. you just want to think of having your ankles, your knees, and your hips nice and soft. So with all of those muscles that are absorbing your weight coming down onto the ground. Upper body standing nice and tall, and that helps keep your lungs nice and open so you can take those big breaths in. Nice and controlled out. We're at about 40 seconds there, so you've got 20 more to go. If you want to speed it up a little bit, you can. So now we're going from a jog to a run. Once again, I'm not lifting my knees any higher. I'm just moving my feet a little bit faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, and there's a minute of jogging on the spot. So the second exercise that we're going to do, Martha's going to demonstrate, very simple. We're going to do some skipping. If you have a skipping rope, go grab one. It's great. If you don't, not a problem at all. Just pretend you have one. The idea is that we're working those calves and we're getting the heart rate up. So we're going to do a minute of skipping starting now. So once again, with all of these cardiovascular activities, you really want to think about your knees and your ankles and your hips absorbing the force of your body. Things nice and soft, and that way it's the muscles that are doing the work. So you can see right now that Martha's doing 2-foot hops, skipping at once. You can get fancy if you want to and do 1 foot and then the other. Any variety of skipping that you could do, that you can think of that you want to do, go for it. The idea is that we're doing 1 minute of continuous activity, and that's going to get the heart rate up. And this is really the best kind of skipping for me to do because I'm not necessarily coordinated enough to do it with the rope. So we're almost done there. Get Martha going just a little bit more. Once again, controlled with the breathing, which is great. Let's go for about 5 more seconds here. About 5 more seconds here. And there's your skipping. This exercise of the 5 that we're doing is probably the most challenging, and it's called knee highs or high knees. And what we're going to do for 1 minute is you are going to essentially jog on the spot, but we want to get the knees up nice and high. So you think about that warm-up that we're doing, bringing the knees up. Essentially you're doing the same thing, but you want those feet off the ground, and you want those knees nice and high. This is a challenging one. We're going to do it for a minute, starting right now. Now this one obviously is going to be a little heavier coming down on your feet, but you still want to think about being nice and light. You don't want to hammer that ground. You want to be on your toes. Once again, you can go as slow as you want, bring the knees up, or as quick as you want. We're going to go for a minute. We're about halfway there right now. You hear my breathing increasing because my heart rate really getting jacked up.
I'll let you know when we're there.
Okay.
Five seconds. And done.
Woo! That's a tough one. Okay, so this next exercise everyone should be familiar with, good old-fashioned jumping jacks. So in addition to working your heart, we're going to get a little bit of inner and outer thigh with the legs going in and out, and a little bit of the upper body with the arms going as well. So we're going to do 1 minute of jumping jacks. Are we ready?
Ready.
Starting now. So Martha's nice and soft on her feet, so those ankles and knees and hips are absorbing everything. Getting some good range of motion with those arms. Works more muscles, requires more oxygen, which is the whole point of doing a cardiovascular activity. We're making our heart work. We're increasing our body's demand for oxygen. That's where you're going to start to hear Marcia breathing a little heavier. Nice and controlled. We're almost there. You've got about 10 seconds left, 10 seconds left. That's 1 minute right there, nicely done. Okay, so the last exercise in this circuit you should be familiar with. We did it on day 1, and it's squats. Once again, we are going to do 1 minute of squats. Because you're a little bit more familiar with this exercise now, feel free to go just a little bit quicker. Make sure you're always controlled on the way down through the squat. For this one, you can explode a little bit quicker on the way up. You're going to work the muscles a little bit harder. 1 minute starts now. That's 1 minute right there. Should have a really nice burn in those quads right now. Okay, so that's the end of the circuit for your cardiovascular workout. Like I said at the beginning, if you want to challenge yourself, try and go through that circuit again a second or even a third time. And we'll see you tomorrow when we put our bodies through a little bit more dynamic movements. Okay everyone, welcome to day 4. Day 4 involves a dynamic workout for your upper body. So a dynamic workout involves a lot more movement in a variety of directions. So we're going to work a lot more muscles, we're going to work a lot of stabilizer muscles, and there's going to be a little bit more explosive movements, some power, some speed involved in this workout. Here we go. Okay, so the first exercise in this circuit is going to involve a straight arm plank. Marcia's going to demonstrate right now. So once again, those hands are not quite under the shoulders because this one they're going to be a little bit wider apart. The reason for that is we're going to involve a rotation of the upper body, and Marcia's going to go nice and slow through this movement so you can see that she's making a straight line from one arm to the other. So there's a shoulder rotation and that nice straight arm on either side. Out. She's already started a few, but we're going to get you started right now. Let's do 10 on either side. Ready? And that's 1. Good. Nice job. There's 2. So this is opening up all through the shoulders. There's 3. A lot of upper body strength. Good job, Marta. There's 4. Works a little bit of core with twisting. That one's 5. Good job. There's 6. Really nailing those shoulders. 7. Almost done. That one's 8. There's 9. One more on either side. And you've got 10. Nicely done. Okay, so the second exercise we're going to do once again involves a straight arm plank. This one is a little bit more, involves more lateral movement. So we're working the shoulders in a different direction. So Marta's going to start in that straight arm plank. She's going to pick a midpoint, put her leg back. What that allows us to do is to pivot on our back foot to snap those hips forward so we can get a really nice strong punch. What we're going to do is, with our left foot forward and our arms up, we're going to do left foot forward, so a left jab and a right cross. When you cross with that right, you really want to snap those hips through. We're going to do 30 seconds on this side, and then when Martha tells us to switch, we're going to change our stance. So the other leg is forward, so then we can jab and cross with the other arms. This is also a great cardio workout. You really want to snap forward, but also think of pulling back nice and quick as well, and that's build our back and give us some nice posture. So, into our action stance, and 30 seconds starts now.
You're done.
Switch sides, moving the rug here, and 30 seconds starts now.
Almost there in time.
Woo! That's good. The heart rate up. Work all through the upper body. Okay, so the last exercise that we're going to do in our dynamic workout today is called wood chop. So we're going to do the same athletic or action stance. One foot forward, the other back. You're going to pretend that you have an axe in your hands. So if you have your left foot forward, you're going to chop wood towards that left side. You really want to think about using all through your core to swing that axe, and you want to have that nice little pivot, the same thing we did with the punching, and you really want to have a nice big follow through pulling down, so it's not just core, but we're going to get a lot of back working as well. We're going to do 30 seconds of wood chopping. Martha's going to tell us when to switch, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. It's natural to feel more comfortable on one side than the other, and that's okay. So, left foot forward. Are we ready?
Let's go.
30 seconds starts now.
And time.
All right, switch to the other side, and here we go.
And time.
All right, there we go. Okay, so that's the end of workout number 4 of 7. Tomorrow, day 5, we're going to do a dynamic workout for our lower body. See you then. Okay, everyone, day 5. Today we are doing a dynamic workout for our lower body. So get your shoes on, let's go. Okay, you should be familiar with the warm-up by now. Let's do 30 seconds. Getting those knees up, opening up the hips. Heart rate up. Focus on the breathing. Nice big breaths in. Lots of oxygen in the lungs. That's 30 seconds. Now we're going to bring that knee across to the opposite elbow. look nice and loose. Body through various ranges of motion. 10 more seconds here. Okay, good to have those hips, knees, and ankles all loosened up. Let's get started. Okay, so each exercise that we're going to do today, we're going to do 15 repetitions, each one. The first one we're going to do are hop squats. Not jump squat, we're not jumping as high as we can. We're just going to do a squat, and then when we come up from our squat, just a light hop. So picture your feet coming off the ground by about an inch. That's about it. So we're going to do 15. I'll show you what one looks like first. We're going to go nice and slow on the way down, and then from here, just a light hop. So you really want to focus, again, when you land, on using all those large muscle groups to absorb, and that way we get the most out of our muscles and save our joints. 15 reps. Ready? Here we go. Nice and low. Five more. That's 15 right there. So that little bit of an explosive movement through the hop should give you just a little more of a burn through your quads. Okay, so Marta is going to do a lateral or a sideways squat. And the direction in which she is squatting to the side means that that leg is going to do a lot more work. So she'll demonstrate one here, and we'll get you to do a few reps. You can see that she's stepping towards that right leg, and her upper body ends up that right leg, meaning that leg is doing a lot more work. So now that you know how to do that, let's do about 15 on each leg. We ready?
Ready.
Here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can hear her breathing is nice and controlled, absorbing through that hip, driving through the quad. Almost there, a couple more. That's 15. All right, let's do 15 towards the left leg. There's 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How's that left leg feel? Starting to burn?
A little bit.
Good. 4 more. That's 4, 3, 2. Nice job. That got those inner and outer thighs working too. Okay, lunges are a great exercise to work your legs. We did some stationary lunges on day 1. Now we're going to do some reverse lunges. So quite simply, one foot stays still while the other moves to the reverse. Take a step back, lunge down, back up, and forward. We're going to stay on the same leg each time, doing 15 reps, and then we're going to switch and do 15 reps on the other leg. The leg that stays still is the one that's going to be doing the work. So as I reverse and go down, it's all through that front leg that drives back up. Ready? We're going to do 15 repetitions. Here we go. The abs, take the balance. Okay, let's switch. Five more to go. There's 15. Okay, this exercise is a progression from the last one. So Marta is going to be doing a reverse lunge, but then that back leg is going to explode forward with that knee popping forward. If that makes any sense. Might be easier for Marta to demonstrate. So that leg goes down, she goes down for a lunge, and when she comes back, exactly. And you can do that as slow and controlled or as quickly as you want, totally up to you. Nice and controlled, or if she wants to do one more and really explode that knee forward, just to give us an idea, pop that knee up. Just like that. So, we're going to do 15 on either leg. Are we ready?
Ready.
Here we go. 1, 2. So this is working a lot of those hip flexors in that right leg. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice breathing. 9, 10. Go 5 more. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice job. Switching at 15 on the other side. Ready? Here we go. That's 1, 2, 3. So now it's that quad on the right leg that's working. And the hip flexors on the left leg. Almost there. 5 more of those. 5, 4, 3, 2. Nicely done. So this next exercise involves a hop squat, which we've already done, but this one is also going to have your feet coming in together and going out. So in addition to that explosive movement, we're now working a lot of inner and outer thighs. You should feel a good burn in the hips. And once again, look at the part. So I'll demonstrate a couple before we get started. So my feet are a little wider than normal, and I'm going to squat down, and then from here I'm going to hop and bring the feet in together. Then I'm squatting again. So this is what it looks like. Again, I'm not doing a huge jump. My feet are just barely coming off the ground. And a wide squat and a narrow squat is 1 rep. We're going to do 15 repetitions. You ready? And here we go. Six, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. Nice burn. Okay, so our last exercise is called hurdlers, or it's sometimes referred to as mountain climbers. You want to think of being in a sprinter's starting position, so your hands are down, and you're going to have one foot back, the other foot forward, both knees stay inside your arms, and the beginning movement is going to involve bringing the back leg forward and the other leg back. Now, if this is a challenge enough, this is the pace that you can go at. A more advanced movement is to switch them both at the same time. I'll leave it up to you which one you want to do. We're going to do 15 repetitions And just to clarify, that's 1 rep. Are we ready? 15 reps. Starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. Okay, so that's the end of our dynamic workout. On day 5. Tomorrow, day 6, it's all about core. See you then. Hello everyone to day 6. The focus today is purely core. Let's get started. Okay, so the first exercise is a bent arm plank. Although it does work a lot of upper body and your shoulders, focus for this one should be on your core. So Marcia's going to have her elbows right under her shoulders and up onto the toes. Think about pulling your belly button right into your lower back. We're going to start the timer right now, so we can get you doing this for 1 minute. Focus is just really keep everything as still and strong and tight as possible. You can hear Marta has some nice slow controlled breathing. That is very important. Sometimes it's easy to forget. Hold your breath, so you really want to focus on nice, slow, controlled breaths. The whole time she's thinking of her abs and keeping them strong and tight. We're at the halfway mark. You've got 30 seconds to go. It's nice and still. Focusing on being strong. Almost there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You've got about 10 seconds left. That's it. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing, keep squeezing. 3, 2, and there's your minute right there. Nicely done. Okay, so exercise number 2 involves a straight arm plank, and this one we're going to have some knee crosses. We're going to bring the knee across towards the opposite arm, but you want to do it a little bit quicker, and you also want to think about your abs initiating that movement so we can get some nice oblique work as well as some hip flexors. So, hands are underneath the shoulders, feet are fairly wide for a good base of support, and from here you're going to snap that knee across towards the opposite elbow, nice and slow back, the whole time thinking about using those abs. So we're going to do 15 repetitions on either side. Is everyone ready? Here we go. That's your 15. Okay, so the next exercise is a 1-arm plank or a side plank. So as you can see with Marta's starting position, she has the mat rolled up a little from that forearm and elbow. Her elbow is right underneath her shoulder, and her feet are either going to be both on top of each other, or the top leg can go in front of the back leg, whichever is more comfortable for you. And from here, Marta's going to lift her hips right off the ground. That bottom leg stays nice and straight, and that's going to work the oblique muscles, so the side of your abdomen that's closest to the ground. We're going to hold 30 seconds on one arm and then 30 seconds on the other arm. So once you get into position, and are we ready? 30 seconds starts now. Good, so Marta has her breathing nice and controlled. Her body stays nice and strong. That shoulder's doing a lot of work. That's 10 seconds. Good, nice and controlled. You can see that nice straight line right from the shoulder all the way down to her feet. Good, Good, that's 20 seconds. You've got 10 more to go. This is a challenge. Squeeze it out. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're almost done. Make those obliques work hard. Make the shoulders work hard. That's 30 seconds right there. Okay, so now we've got that left arm in place. Everything is ready. 30 seconds starts now. It's quite natural to have one side that's going to feel stronger than the other. The key thing with this exercise is to focus. If your shoulders are burning, think about your abs. Keep them nice and tight. It's those obliques that are working. Almost there. Keep going, keep going. We're almost done. That's time right there. Okay, so the next exercise is called leg raises. This is going to work your lower abs as well as your hip flexors, and you're even going to work a little bit of your lower back, keeping everything in the right place. So let me demonstrate first. You're going to lay right back. Make sure that your lower back stays flat on the mat. From here, you're going to want to pivot from the hips, pulling your legs in, using your abs. You're going to go nice and slow, pivoting from the hips on the way down. As soon as you start to feel that lower back lift, that's your stopping point. Because if this lifts, then you're not using your abs. You want to always keep that back flat so you can use those abdominal muscles to pull the legs up. Your legs straighter, you're going to use a lot more of your abs to make it tougher. If you want to bend the knees, you can make it a little bit easier. We're going to do 15 reps of this. Start now. Three more to go. Those are 15 reps. Okay, the last core exercise is a little bit more of an advanced movement. We're going to do what's called a V-sit, and we are going to include a twist as well. In the sitting position, you want to lean back enough that you can lift your feet off the ground. That's going to already work a lot of the core. If that's challenging for you, you can still keep your feet on the ground and lean back to initiate your abs. Here's where the twist comes in, literally. From here, you're going to use all of your core muscles and obliques to twist to either side. One to either side is one full repetition. We're going to do 15. If you can, lift those heels up off the ground. If not, keep doing it in the same place. 15 reps. Okay, so that's the end of day 6, the end of our core workout. Tomorrow is the last workout in our 7 workout series. Tomorrow we're going to focus a little bit more on stretching and some isometric contractions. Hello, welcome to day 7. Day 7 we're going to focus on some stretching, but first we're going to do some exercises that involve an isometric contraction. And what that means is we're not lengthening or shortening the muscle tissue. We are holding a position where the muscle is working, but it's not moving through a full range of motion. And this is a great way to increase muscle tone. So let's get started. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do, we're going to hold a squat. So this is an isometric contraction for all those leg muscles. So what you're going to do is get down right into the bottom of that squat, as low as you can go without going below 90 degrees in the knees. Arms are out, and this is a position we're going to try and hold for a minute. We'll get everyone ready. Time it. Starting right now. With this, I find it helps to close your eyes, control the breathing, think about the muscles that are working. Also focus on getting some nice big breaths so that oxygen goes to those muscles. So you can really hold this for as long as possible. Under 10 seconds to go. And that's your minute. Right there. Okay, so the next one is also an isometric contraction for the legs. Instead of a squat being held at the bottom, Marta's going to hold a lunge at the bottom of the rack. So she'll go down into that lunge position just before that knee touches the ground, and then with the arms, we're going to hold those in an upright position, just making the shoulders work a little bit more, opening up the chest, and also opening up our lungs so we can control the breathing. We're going to hold each side for 30 seconds. We ready to get started?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Here we go, 30 seconds up. So here, you can see she's got that nice 90-degree angle in that left leg. And that right knee is just barely off the ground, which is perfect. We've got about 10 more seconds to go on this one here. That's focus and concentration. Yep, that's perfect. That's 30 seconds. Let's switch. And let's leg back. 30 seconds on this side. Starts now. There. Nice hold. Nice hold. You're almost done. And that's time right there. Nice job. Okay, so this position here is going to involve a little more balance. So what we're going to do is stand on one leg, just a slight bend in the knee, and I'm going to bend forward at the hip. So my right leg is going to go nice and straight out, as close to parallel to the ground as possible. And I'm going to do the same thing with my arms. And you can already see my ankle working down here to try and stabilize and keep everything balanced. We're going to hold that position for 30 seconds on either leg. Ready to get started?
Yes. And I'll time you.
You're going to time me perfect.
Go.
30 seconds starts now. This one also really helps.
And time.
30 seconds on the other leg. Ready?
And time.
That's a great one for your glutes. That's a great one for your glutes and your lower back, and especially shoulders as well to keep the arms. Okay, so the last exercise we're going to do before we get into stretching is called Superman, or in this case, Superwoman. So, Marta's going to lay right down on her stomach with her arms right above her head and her feet stretched out. And from this position here, she's going to lift both her arms and her legs at the same time, so the only thing touching the mat would be, so her hips and her stomach stay in contact, but those shoulders and those legs she's going to lift as high off the mat as she can. Now here she's doing repetitions of this. We're going to do two versions. If you've never done this before, we're going to start you off by doing some repetitions, just as Marta is doing. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit, we're going to get you to hold Superman or Superwoman right at the top like Marta is doing here. And we're going to do that for 30 seconds. So we'll let you get into position. You get into position. Marta's going to hold this at the top. 30 seconds starts now. So with this one, the breathing is still nice and controlled, but you want to find that you even take some slightly shorter breaths to be able to keep that core nice and tight. So right here, Marta's shoulders are working, her stomach is working to keep her upper body off the mat, her hips and her lower back and her glutes are working to keep her legs up off the mat. You're doing great, you're almost done, you're almost at your 30 seconds. That's time. Nicely done. Okay, so it's time for some stretching. Stretching is great for cooling down, increasing blood flow to the muscles. It helps your muscles recuperate faster after a workout. That's just another way to keep your joints and your muscles safe. So we are going to hold, and these stretches you can also do at the end of any of the 7 workouts that you've done through the entire week. We're going to start by stretching your lower back. So we'll get you down on the mat, hands and knees, and you're going to push your hips back towards your feet. And you can kind of walk your hands up a little bit, and you're going to feel a stretch in through your lower back. We're going to hold this for about 10 seconds, slowly breathing down. Okay. With all of the stretches that we're doing, we're going to hold them for a minimum of 10 to 15 seconds. If you want, you can hold your stretches longer. Anything over a minute will improve your flexibility. Stretching is great, you can do it anywhere. Just make sure that your muscles are warm when you're stretching. You never want to stretch a cold spot. Okay, so the next stretch is going to be for your abdominal wall. So we're going to have you right down on your stomach, hands by your chest, and just very gently you're going to push and lift your upper body up off the mat. Don't worry if you can't bring your shoulders all the way back. Just enough that you feel a stretch in through your stomach is enough. Once again, hold. Slow breathing down. To the next one. Okay, so the next stretch we're going to do is for your hip flexors. So we're going to bring one foot forward, the other knee is down, and very gently, just with your hands on your hip, you're going to push your hips forward. And you should feel a stretch through the hip flexor of that back leg. So you just want to find that nice comfortable spot and hold this. Slowly breathing down. Let's switch and get the other side. Forward. Keep the shoulders back as well, that really helps to isolate. Okay, the next stretch is going to be for those quad muscles. So this one, if you have good balance, you can do standing on one foot. If you need to, you can hold on to something for balance. Very simply, you're going to bring your ankle up, hand arm out, and you're just giving a very light pull back, pulling your knee back. You should feel a stretch from your knee all the way up to your hip. There. Switch and get the other quad. Good. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to stretch the back of those legs, so we're going to get the hamstring. Find something just to elevate your foot slightly. A chair works great. We're going to put the heel down, legs nice and straight, and from here, you're just very gently leaning forward at the hips. You need to use your hands to slide down your leg, and you don't need to lean forward too much. You really want to avoid punching over. Maintain nice upper body posture, good arch lower back, and it's just a very gentle lean. You should feel that nice stretch all the way through your hamstring, maybe even a little bit in your calves as well, especially if you pull that toe back. So we've been holding that one for over 10 seconds, but we'll give it a few more before switch. And switch and get the other leg, and very gently forward. Okay, so now it's time to stretch your upper back. So we're going to take our hands together and we're going to push forward and think about separating the shoulder blades. So I'll give you a view of that here. So I'm just going to give a real separation all through my upper back. I'm going to hold this here for 10 seconds. Stretch for your upper back. Okay, so we're going to stretch the chest muscles and our biceps. So we're going to start out with the arms out. You're going to turn your thumbs so they point down. And then from this position here, just very gently bring the arms back. So this not only stretches our chest, but it stretches the biceps as well. Time, slow breathing. Biceps. Okay, it's time to stretch our traps. Traps make up a portion of our upper back and our neck. So we're going to put one hand on the other side of your head, and very gently, you're just going to follow your ear over to your shoulder. Now with the arm on the other side, you can intensify the stretch just by very gently pushing down. You should feel the stretch all in through the side of your neck. This one. Few more seconds, and switch to the other side. This arm straight down. That's a great stretch. Traps. The last stretch that we're going to do today is for the triceps, or the back of the arms. We're going to bring one arm up and behind, turn so you can see behind, turn so you can see exactly here, and the other arm is going to come up, hold onto the elbow, and you're just going to give it a very light pull back. Now if you have trouble reaching that arm, another option is to use your head just to very gently turn, and you should feel the stretch all the way in through the back of that arm. We've been holding that for over 10 seconds, so we're going to switch and get the other arm. So this one goes back, behind, and either using your head or using the other arm, just give it a very gentle pull back. You should feel that stretch through the back of that arm. That's a stretch. Triceps. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of day 7, and that's the end of the week-long series of workouts that we've had you do. So now you have an opportunity to go back through them again, improve every time by either increasing the number of reps that you do in an exercise, or maybe somewhere down the road adding weight, absolutely. So there's a lot of options for you to challenge yourself. Even going through the circuit a second and a third time is a great way to do that as well. So we hope you enjoyed the workout.